Hi, Cambrian Park Church family. This is your midweek video update. I hope you're having a good day. It's Wednesday morning. You had a warm day yesterday. I hope that you had a chance to get out, maybe enjoy the warmer weather and the sunshine. And I hope things are going well. I'm assuming maybe some of you are struggling with some allergies right now with the warm weather and the rain. We had a little bit of rain last week. And so I'm just thankful. Maybe, hopefully, you're like me in terms of being thankful just for the changing of seasons, just being mindful of the different ways that God cares for us and cares for this beautiful planet that He has blessed us with. And so I hope that you're enjoying these early days of spring that has begun for us here. I think on this last Sunday was the first day of spring. So anyway, I hope that you're doing well. I wanted to just share a quick devotional thought. I was reminded of a really popular Bible verse that you are probably likely aware of. Paul writing to the church at Galatia, Galatians 2:20. I have been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me. The life I do live, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. And I was just thinking about that verse, just how powerful of a verse that is. When Paul tells us that we have been crucified with Jesus, we have died with Jesus, and so we no longer live unto ourselves, which is a big difference based on the way that most people in the world live without hope in this world. People live putting their hope in themselves, in their careers, maybe in their families, in their wealth, and they try to find meaning in those things. And so they're really living for themselves and living for the things that they have produced or can produce for themselves. And yet Paul instructs us here, or tells us from his personal experience, that he has been crucified with Christ, and now he no longer lives. His self no longer lives, but Christ now lives in him. And he goes on and he says, the life that I live in the body, I live by faith in the Son of God who loved me and gave himself for me. So there's this very real truth for us as followers of Jesus, that as we follow Jesus, we are learning to put to death living for ourselves. And that's a lifelong process and a challenge for all of us daily. But then learning to awaken ourselves, awaken our lives to the presence of the Holy Spirit within us, and to live according to the work of the Spirit in our lives. And so we are no longer walking around as individuals just operating based on what our whims are and what our desires are, but actually we are walking as vessels that are containing God's Spirit with a desire for our lives to model, to give an example to follow in faith the leadership of the Holy Spirit in our lives. And so it's a very powerful truth, something that makes us kind of in relation to what we've been talking about in our sermon series, DNA, how God created us to live. And last week we talked about how Christians are strange people. And this is one of the reasons why Christians are strange people, because we're desiring not to live for ourselves anymore, but to live according to the Spirit in our lives, to see the life of Jesus manifest in us and through us and around us based on what he wants to do in our own lives and in the lives of those around us through our influence. And so anyway, that's a hopeful message, and it leads to what we're going to look at this upcoming Sunday for our worship and our worship service and our sermon this week, is that Christians are hopeful people. And so we're going to talk about hope and why being hopeful is important and what we have hope in. And so I want to encourage you to join us this Sunday at 9:30, either in person or on Zoom, for our worship service as we continue in this new series that we've started a couple of weeks ago. Our 40 days of prayer and fasting is ending. I believe tomorrow is the last day. Thursday completes our 40 days of prayer and fasting. And so I hope that you've been encouraged and have felt a sense of closeness to Jesus during this time of prayer and fasting, as you've been praying for some of the things related to needs and issues in your own life, those around you, and really the life of our church moving forward. And so we are going to be having one final Zoom prayer night this evening. It'll be held entirely on Zoom. There won't be anything live here in the fireside room, so all on Zoom at 7 p.m. and want to encourage you to join us for that prayer night tonight. There's a link in this email to the Zoom link for joining that meeting, that prayer meeting tonight. So I want to encourage you to be a part of that with us. And then last but not least, we've been talking about this vision campaign that we've started, attempting to raise $60,000 for a variety of things related to the life and the future of our church. And one of the things I mentioned on Sunday that I just want to emphasize here is that we've decided that the first $10,000 that comes in from the vision campaign, we want to specifically utilize those funds in such a way to give towards local compassion in our community. And so if you're looking for a tangible way, maybe $60,000 seems like a lot of money, and it is. But if you're looking for a tangible way to give, just know that funds that the first $10,000 of funds that come in are going to be directed specifically in ways that we can release those funds to bless those around us, okay? And so we're still working on some of the details on some of the specifics of that, but I want to encourage you to prayerfully consider how the Spirit of God may be leading you to give towards this vision campaign, okay? So hope you have a great rest of your week. Enjoy your time in this spring weather. Hope you can join us tonight for our prayer night. If not, we'll see you on Sunday at our worship service. Have a great rest of your day. God bless you all. Bye-bye.